Mom said she'd give you 30,000 yen every month. Did you send it all to your family? She looked up, her eyes filled with despair. 30,000? I've never seen that money. At that moment, I suddenly realized the truth behind my 60,000 yuan salary might be far more complicated than I'd imagined. My name is Zhang Yue, and I make 60,000 yen a month. I handed my entire paycheck over to my mom, Zhang Quilin. She said, "Young people spend money too recklessly. I'll manage it for you. It's for your own good." I believed her. My wife, Lin Qingyue, didn't object either. That day, when I got home, Lin Qingyue had already set dinner on the table. 2 dishes and a soup, stir-fried cabbage, mapo tofu, and seaweed egg drop soup. The same thing again. I frowned without even realizing it. It had been half a month, and there hadn't been a single bite of meat on the table. I put down my briefcase and sat at the dining table. Work completely drained me today. I picked up my chopsticks and shoveled a bite of rice into my mouth. Eat before it gets cold. Lin Qingyu served me a bowl of soup and placed it beside me. It was warm, but not hot enough to burn my mouth. She was always so thoughtful. But for some reason, irritation started rising inside me. I wasn't mad at her. I was frustrated by the bland food. Why is there no meat again? I casually complained, picked up a piece of cabbage and chewed it. It was crisp, but painfully boring. The dining room was brightly lit. I could see her shoulders trembling slightly. I started getting impatient. What's wrong? Did I say something wrong? Nothing. Her voice was quiet and nasal. That was when I noticed her eyes were red. What's going on? If you don't want to cook, just say so. We can hire someone. My tone softened. Lin Qingyu looked up, and tears suddenly rolled down her cheeks. Zhang Yue. She looked at me with an expression I couldn't understand. Your mom only gives me 300 yen a month for living expenses. What? I thought I'd heard her wrong. 300 yen. She repeated herself quietly, but her words exploded in my ears like thunder. It's not even enough to buy cabbage. I froze. 300 yen? How was that possible? My mom, Zhang Quilin, was always saying everything she did was for her son. How could she give my wife only 300 yen? That's impossible, I blurted out. Doesn't my mom give you 30,000 yuan every month? I remembered it clearly. When I gave my payroll card to my mom, all 3 of us were there. She held Lin Qingyue's hand and explained everything clearly. I'll save Yue's salary for you. Every month I'll transfer 30,000 yuan to Qingyue's account for household expenses. I'll save the rest. You'll need money for a bigger home and children someday. Lin Qingyu even nodded at the time. Why would my mom lie to me? Lin Qingyu looked at me with a bitter smile. 30,000? It was like she'd just heard the biggest joke in the world. I stared at her, desperately trying to find even the slightest sign that she was lying. But there wasn't one. There was only endless sadness. Then I suddenly realized Lin Qingyue hadn't bought new clothes in a long time. The shoes she was wearing were the same ones she'd bought when we got married. On her vanity, there was only a nearly empty bottle of Dabao moisturizer. I had always assumed she was naturally frugal, but now I understood. It wasn't frugality. It was poverty. Poverty I had created with my own hands. It felt like an invisible hand was squeezing my heart so tightly that I could barely breathe. I stared at the cabbage and tofu on the table. Suddenly, they were unbearable to look at. Every bite of those meatless meals felt like a slap in the face. Anger, guilt, and the icy feeling of being deceived swept through my entire body. I jumped to my feet. I'm calling my mom right now. My fingers were shaking so badly that I could barely hit the unlock button. Don't call her. I turned around. She had already wiped away her tears. The only thing left in her eyes was numb calmness. It's useless. She'll never admit it. Lin Qingyu's words hit me like a bucket of cold water. I started to calm down. She was right. Knowing my mom, she would never admit it. She'd accuse Lin Qingyu of trying to turn us against each other. We'd end up in another screaming match, and I'd be stuck in the middle. In the end, I'd probably instinctively take my mom's side again, just like I had countless times before. I collapsed back into the chair. My phone screen was still lit up, showing my mom's number, a number I had trusted more than anything. Tell me everything. I looked at Lin Qingyue, my voice hoarse. She stayed silent for a long time, as if she were remembering all those painful moments. Starting the 2nd month after you gave her your payroll card, she'd show up on the 1st of every month. She didn't transfer anything. She handed me 300 yuan in cash. She said I needed to learn how to budget, and that I'd waste the 30,000 yuan if it was in my account. She said she was teaching me how to be a good daughter-in-law. Lin Qingyu spoke calmly. There were no accusations or complaints, as if she were telling someone else's story. But every word felt like a sharp pain in my chest. Every time she came over, she'd inspect the fridge and check our household spending. If she saw meat, she'd call me wasteful. If I bought new clothes, she'd make comments about how hard you worked for your money and tell me not to spend everything on myself. So I stopped buying clothes, and meat never appeared in the fridge again. I couldn't imagine how she'd lived for the past 2 years. She had survived on 300 yuan a month in a major city while keeping our home running. Meanwhile, I was making 60,000 yuan a month and had been completely clueless. Then why didn't you tell me? My voice was trembling uncontrollably. Lin Qingyue looked up at me, and the look in her eyes made me feel ashamed. If I told you, would you have believed me? You would have thought I was being unreasonable. You would have thought I couldn't stand your mom and was trying to ruin your relationship with her. I had no response because she was right. If she'd told me 2 years ago, or even earlier that evening, my first reaction would have been exactly that. I'm sorry. I lowered my head. Those 2 words felt light as feathers, yet so heavy I couldn't look up. Lin Qingyu shook her head and walked into the bedroom. When she came back out, she was holding an old notebook. She placed it in front of me. I opened the first page and saw her neat handwriting. Every expense was recorded. February 1st. Income, Y300. Groceries, cabbage, Y2.3. Tofu, Y4. Eggs, Y5.5. Total, Y11.8. Utilities, Y135. Medicine for our child's cold, Y35. Remaining balance, Y112. Every single entry was clear and detailed, like knives stabbing into my heart. I turned the pages one by one, my hands shaking harder and harder. Every month, the income column clearly said Y300. On one page, I even saw an entry for sanitary pads, Y12.9. In parentheses, she had written, saved Y3 with a coupon. My eyes instantly burned with tears. While I thought my wife was living comfortably, she'd been calculating how to save 3 yuan with a coupon. And I had actually complained that she never cooked meat. I was such a jerk. I'm going to confront her. I slammed the notebook shut and started to stand up. And then what? Lin Qingyu pressed her hand on mine. You have a huge fight. She denies everything and yells at me. Then you come back and tell me to be more understanding and let it go. She looked at me calmly. Zhang Yiwei, I'm tired of acting out the same script. I froze. She was right. Then what? I had no proof. My mom could simply claim that Lin Qingyu had faked the notebook. What was I supposed to do? For the first time, I felt completely powerless. Lin Qingyu pulled her hand back and spoke slowly. If you really want to solve this, don't alert her. I looked at her. There were no more tears in her eyes, only a cold determination to see this through. The past 2 years had brought out the toughness buried deep inside her. Starting tomorrow, act like everything is normal. Pretend you know nothing. Whatever she says, go along with it, but you need evidence. I nodded firmly. Okay. Lin Qingyu took the notebook from my hands. A trace of pain flashed across her eyes, but then her expression became determined again. I'll make a copy of this notebook. Zhang Yiwei, I want you to see for yourself where your 60,000 yuan salary has really been going. The next day, I went to work as usual. Sitting at my desk, my mind was a mess. Messages kept popping up in the work chat, but I couldn't read a single word. All I could think about was that notebook and Lin Qingyu's desperate yet strangely calm eyes. Just after 10, my phone rang. 2 words appeared on the screen. Mom calling. I took a deep breath, answered the phone, and tried to make my voice sound normal. Mom, son. My mom sounded as cheerful as ever. Are you at work? I'm not bothering you, am I? No, I just finished a meeting. I lied. Good. I just wanted to ask how work's been. Are you tired? Take care of yourself. Don't work too hard. It was the usual show of concern. In the past, it would have made me feel warm inside. But today, it only sounded fake and cold. I'm okay. Not too tired. I played along. Good. You just focus on your career. I'll take care of everything at home and make sure it's all handled properly. You and Qingyu don't know how to manage money. I'm helping you save. I gripped the phone so tightly that my knuckles turned white. I wanted to ask her where all the money she'd saved had gone, and how she'd treated Lin Qingyu. But I held myself back. Lin Qingyu was right. I needed proof. Yeah, thanks, Mom. I went along with her. That's more like it. Zhang Quilan sounded pleased. Oh, by the way, I need to tell you something. I checked the transaction history on your payroll card a couple days ago. Even the bank manager praised me and said I was great at managing money. My heart sank. The transaction history? Why had she suddenly checked it?